Kinetic Knitter. You can find me on Instagram at the Kinetic Knitter and also on Etsy. My shop is called The Kinetic Knitter. This is episode 9. I think I'm looking in the wrong spot. I'm back to filming on my phone. If you watched episode 8, I apologize. I used a new mic, not great sound quality, going back to just using the phone. We'll see how it goes. And let's see, what else? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just get started. So I am going to share with you today what I'm wearing, some whips, one finished object, some yarn acquisitions, and some yarn coming to the shop. So stay tuned for that. The first thing I'll share is what I'm wearing. So this I had knit for me, sample knit for me, gosh, 2-ish years ago, maybe even 3, I'm not sure. But it's the Pavlova Pullover by Hannah Sandler of Sandmade Hand Knits. Everything's in the down bar. So yeah, I had kits for this at one point. I don't plan to be selling them again, but I just wanted to wear it because the weather's getting warmer and it's bright and fun colors. The hot pink color you see here is called She's Electric, and it's Kinetic Knitter yarns, and it's paired with another color that I honestly don't even remember the name of, but it's similar to my Auburn colorway, which is newer. I haven't dyed this reddish tone color in a long time, and I can't honestly even remember which colorway it was. So anyhow, that is what I'm wearing. So let's go ahead and talk about finished object first. I just have one finished object. I've been knitting a ton, but mostly on whips, not finished objects. So let me grab that here. These are a pair of vanilla socks that I made just for fun. I had this yarn sitting in my stash for a while and I was really excited to use it. So this is the finished object. They are blocked. Like I said, vanilla socks. As you can see, I did the cuffs, the heel, and the toes in kind of a mismatched color from each other, like mirror opposite or whatever. Just for fun, just to see what it would be like. But honestly, I really love this gold, which is a one-of-a-kind from Bella Filato Studios, and this is meant to be by the Kinetic Knitter. I chose to alternate, but I kind of wish I would have just done the gold because I like the gold better. But look at this amazing colorway, if it will focus, by Hedgehog Fibers. It is, let's see, I have the label here. It's their sock yarn, and it is called Shapeshifter. So those were really fun socks to knit. Just the greatest kind of self-striping-ish kind of colorway. I don't know, they're really fun. Now my cat's coming to visit. All right, that is the only finished object, like I said. So let's go ahead and move on to my whips. Hi, you're very cute. Would you like everybody to see you? Her name is Lilu. She's gonna shred my sweater. She doesn't want the camera. Sorry. She says no. Okay, so the first thing I'm making, I'm looking at my notes over here, and that's why I keep looking that way, is, I know you want to participate. This is the Juno top, and the pattern is by Ines Oliveira. And the instructions come with multiple options. You can do it off the shoulder, just like a tube top, or a tank. And I am doing the tank top version. So this is knit with Knitting for Olive cotton merino. It's fingering weight, and it's got this really beautiful repeating pattern. It's just a 2-row repeat you do, and it's beautiful. I love the pattern, but I will tell you, I feel like I have been knitting it for centuries. It's a very slow growing project. That's on like a 2.5 needle, US 2.5. And this is the yarn, like I said, knitting for olive cotton merino in the colorway Terracotta Rose. Yeah, so it's a really beautiful color. I love it. It's like a pinky mauve, and yeah, it'll be a really fun tank to have this summer when it's extra warm. That cotton merino, I'm curious to see how it wears and how it feels, and you know, how it regulates temperature, all those things. So that's fun for a whip. And then I also have the Broom Sweater. It's the newest sweater pattern by Andrea Mowry. I didn't know if I wanted to make it because I have a sweater with a very similar silhouette already. But this one, I think the yarn really makes the sweater. It's a Suri lace, or I'm sorry, it's a Suri alpaca, brushed Suri alpaca in a DK weight. So Farmer's Daughter Fibers did just release kits for this sweater, and my supplier happened to carry the same base, so I decided to get a pack of it to try it out on this sweater for myself, and I love it. I don't know if you would have seen it on Instagram, but I posted a story asking if I should change the dye color of this yarn, because I was just like, I don't know, this might be too light for my skin tone, and maybe it is, but honestly I tried it on today and took a photo, which I'll pop up here somewhere, and I actually really love it. So I'm not going to over dye this when I finish it. I think I'll just keep it as is. So I'll get a little closer here so you can see the texture. It's not looking as rich, the color isn't on camera as it is in person. It's definitely a warmer, kind of like teddy bear caramel color. And I just finished knitting the body, and now I just need to do the 4 inches of ribbing the pattern calls for at the bottom. And what I really love about it is this neck is really wide. So it's not like a turtleneck that like is fitted. So it's loose and nice and cozy to wear, and the sweater itself is incredibly lightweight with this yarn. So drop a comment below and let me know if this is a yarn you would like me to bring to the shop. Sorry for that very loud reminder on my phone. Anyway, this yarn would have a little bit of a higher price point. I think I talked about this in the last episode, just because it costs more, and I should have brought up the yardage and stuff, but I didn't think to do that before I started filming, so I'm sorry I don't have it. But I do think it's over 200 yards per skein. I do think it's a pretty average for a DK weight yardage per 100 grams, but yeah, it must just be a more expensive base for the mill to process. So yes, I love the texture you get with it. It's a really fun, gorgeous project, and now I won't be able to wear it for several months because summer's hot, but I'm excited for when I get to. And then I just also wanted to share, I am alternating 2 skeins. Every row I switch which ball I'm pulling from, because I just don't want any weird color pooling. And you can kind of see there is a little subtle, very subtle striping happening in the yarn, which I like. I think it gives the project dimension. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. And the reason for that is I had dyed it and it came out really light, like almost a, I don't know, like a warm khaki color. And I knew that was gonna be too light for me, for sure, because I have very pasty skin. So I decided to add more dye to my dye bath to make it a little richer. And the yarn was all really hot. The water was already hot. So I knew there was a risk the dye would take a little unevenly, since I was adding more color later in the game after the acid and things had already been added to the water to help it set. So that's kind of why you're seeing a little bit of striping there, but again, it's not terribly noticeable, and I do think it gives nice dimension, so I'm not worried about it. It's hard to even really see it in the cake, but you kind of can. So that is the Broom Sweater by Andrea Mowry. Gosh, I am flying through these, but I'm actually losing light. It's early evening right now in Minneapolis, and so the sun is getting lower and lower, and it sets in the back side of my house, not the front. So yeah, it's not very bright, but thankfully the sun's still out, so we have a little bit of light left to work with. I need to slow down. Okay, let's see, what do I have next? So those are my main whips right now. So you would have seen me talk about the Enkel sweater last week, and maybe I'll show it. Let me go grab it quick. So I went as far as to block this body before knitting the sleeves because as I had said last week or last episode, I felt like it was going to have a weird fit, like be too fitted for my taste, and it is. So it may not look it, but I don't know, I just wanted something a little like wider set and a little more flowy as like a crop style sweater, and it just like really kind of snugs in on the hips, and it just doesn't have a nice look. Plus the sleeves are like, you probably can't tell on camera, but the sleeves are really deep and wide, so it just was like the top felt huge and the bottom felt really narrow, and I just did not like the overall fit. Part of that could have been because the sweater itself, I kind of didn't follow pattern exactly. I think I went down a needle size. Gosh, I explained it all in the last episode. I can't remember exactly what I did, but it's kind of my fault for not gauge swatching because I never do, but I almost never have a problem with that. I think I should have just knit one size larger and it probably would have had the fit that I wanted, but I didn't. So this sadly will be a frog because why knit the sleeves if I know I'm not gonna like it? I don't even love the color. I just had it in my stash and it called for a worsted weight yarn, so I just decided to go for it, and the whole thing, just the whole thing, big waste of time. So there's that. All right, I don't want to forget anything, so I'm looking to my list again. Okay, yarn acquisitions. This is from Farmer's Daughter Fibers, and this is their May 2024 Sock Squad set that I just received. First, I'll show you the yarn. And it is on their Pintler sock, which is 75% merino, 25% nylon, superwash. And the green here is called Love Letters to Finn Bell. I'm not sure what the reference there is. Okay, that's what the whole set is called. So, Love Letters to Finn Bell. Very pretty, kind of neutral, springy vibes. Yeah, that'll be fun to turn into some sort of sock set down the road. And then, whew, now I'm getting warm. I also ordered this. I saw it, I don't know if it was on YouTube or on Instagram, but I saw this colorway and I had to have it. It's called Cryptic and Sangria by Ruby and Roses. Gotta hide my face here. And what I love about it is how rich the colors are. There are just so many gorgeous colors in this skein. Yeah, it's so pretty. So I'll probably make socks, but I also think this could be really nice in, oh, there's this beautiful like burgundy-ish red here. I also think this could be really nice in a shawl or some kind of accessory. Yeah, Ruby and Roses. And I should also mention this is on her soft rose base, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and it's a 4-ply. Oh, so hot. Yes, Lilu, I see you. Okay, I'm not gonna share everything that's coming to the shop update soon, but I'll share a new base that I foolishly did not write down the info for. I'll try to remember to put it in the down bar. But this is a super bulky yarn. And I know we're not in season for super bulky, but I know a lot of people that do like make hats and things for fall are knitting those things now. So if you're one of those people and you're looking for a super bulky to make hats or accessories to put in your shops, these could be great for you. This is the colorway Smoke. and it's a non-superwash base. So normally smoke is like a variegated with some speckling, and a lot of that kind of gets washed out like watercolor style because it's non-superwash, so the speckles don't strike sharply like they do on superwash yarn. So that's one colorway I will have coming. And then I also created this new light pinky, mauvey, purpley, I don't even know. It looks very warm on camera. It looks very pink on camera, but it's got a slightly cooler tone to it in person, like a purpley tone. So yeah, I've just dyed these two colors on this base so far, but I think I have 4 skeins left to try and dye. So I'll dye up another color, probably another solid, just because it's non-superwash and I like solids or tonals on non-superwash. But yeah, it's very squishy and super soft. And now my cat has laid on my sweater just like she did during last episode. It stresses me out. Why does she have to love knitting? Knitted items so much. Okay, what am I forgetting? Oh, I have one more whip I forgot about, of course. I have to tell you, I got this bag. It's from the actual Stephen and Penelope store in Amsterdam. My friend went there and she went into a yarn store because she knows I love yarn, and she called me and she was like, do you want some yarn from here? And I was like, are you at Stephen West's store? And she was like, I have no idea what you're saying to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I do. So she was kind enough to buy me some yarn and this bag when she was there. Okay, so these are the new Mazie or Mazie socks. The pattern is by Summer Lee. And it's a color work cuff with a short leg. It's pretty short, but gosh, it's just gorgeous. So anyway, the idea of the pattern is to choose some complementary colors with a main color. So you do all color work on the top and then go into your main color. And so my main color is by Machete Shop. It's the yarn dyer. And the colors are all like these warm, purpley, pink, gold, those kind of colors. So then this is the color work motif that's at the top. And I did block this one since I did finish it. I wanted to be able to show it blocked because you know how color work can look when it's not blocked yet. But I started the second one, but I'm not very far. And then Summer does recommend that you go up a needle size when you're doing the color work, which is what I did, just to make sure that they didn't get too tight to put on. But you can kind of see it kind of goes outward a little. And I think like I could have gone up a half a needle size, honestly, because they fit on my leg just fine. But they look really cute on. So as soon as they're finished, I will show them and get a picture so you can see them on. But they're very cute and I'm excited to start the second sock. I'm not going to share what all the contrast colors are because they're just various leftovers in my stash. So I don't have the labels for all of them. Well, this red I do. I suppose I could tell you that one since it's right here. It's by Huloko and it's their Merino sock 80/20 Merino nylon fingering weight base in the current colorway. And it's a beautiful red. I made a scarf out of it. And that's what I have left over. So I wanted to use it again in these socks. Okay. Somehow I think that's already it. We're at like 19 minutes. I am flying through this. Okay, so reading, no updates on reading. I'm still reading the same book as last week, which is the Guest List by Lucy Foley. I just haven't read much. I've been pretty busy with some other stuff, so I haven't read too much in the last few weeks. And then I just this week watched the movie All the Way Down, or Turtles All the Way Down on HBO Max, or just Max, whatever they call it now. And that was a good movie. Yeah, it was good. It's about high school kids and one of them has like a pretty debilitating anxiety disorder, and it's just kind of about her experience and all of that stuff. And then the second thing I watched last night on Netflix was an older movie called Purple Heart. I had not seen it. I had a friend recommend it. Yeah, and it was fun to watch. It's about a musician and a guy who's in the Marines and in training to be in the Marines or in the, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of like their love story. So if you're into cheesy little love stories, that's a good one for you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot else to share right now. I've got a knitting day planned with friends tomorrow afternoon, so I'm excited to do that. Hopefully we'll get the ribbing on the body of the Broom Sweater done tomorrow with those friends, or I'll start that sock. But I don't know, color work in a group setting, I feel like I am certain to make mistakes, so I probably won't. If you have anything you want to see on upcoming episodes, feel free to let me know down below. I would love to show some content that's something you're interested in. Hopefully something in this episode brought you some inspiration and made you want to knit a project or, you know, enhance your stash with something maybe you haven't tried before. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week coming up, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.